there is a lot of evidence out there now that good health and safety performance is linked with good commercial performance. And I'm sure you're thinking at this point, you know, well, yeah, I know that, Ian. I've been preaching this for years and years, and I'm sure you have. But there is one very, very important qualification to this, in effect, truism, which is this: good safety does not lead to good business performance. It's the causal relationship is the other way around. It's good business performance that leads to good safety. And this is a vitally important point that's often missed. And as a profession, we've either misunderstood this causal relationship, or we've failed to take it into account when we're dealing with initiatives like accident and incident reporting. And what it logically means is that if we want to achieve our goal of improving health and safety, which I'm sure we all buy into, then our focus has got to have to be logically on promoting business performance excellence, not the other way around. And so I make no excuses, therefore, for the day's presentation is all around how we actually do that. Now, this is a very influential book. If you haven't read it, you certainly should. The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. And one of the key things that Charles Duhigg highlights is what he calls keystone behaviors. And keystone behaviors, as Duhigg defines them, are habits that underpin, they have profound effect on everything. So they are highly influential. And if you want to change anything, you should focus on keystone habits. So I'll give you one example. A keystone habit to health generally is sleep. There's a number of them, but sleep is one of the most important. If you do not get sleep, it has profound effects on your mental health, your physical health. It also affects your diet. It affects your interpersonal relationships. It affects your safety, etc., etc. So if you can ensure that people are well rested and getting good sleep, you have this profound effect. So when it comes to performance excellence, there are a number of keystone habits. You know, there's quality, there's productivity, there's innovation, and yes, there's health and safety. And one of the points that Duhigg makes is that excellence in these keystone habits is you can't divide them, you can't pull them apart. They all are interrelated. You affect one of these keystone habits, you will affect many others. And so, as we're going to see, this is a concept that Paul O'Neill at Alcoa intimately understood. Let me just go to my next slide. So the question is this: how did Paul O'Neill achieve this incredible success? And why am I telling you about it in this webinar about accident and incident? Well, the way he achieved this success was through fundamentally an accident and incident reporting system. And the way he kicked it off is he literally went around the world to all 350 of his sites. So it took him, you know, quite a time to do that. And he met with all of his workforce, and he put frontline people here and supervisory management here. And he said to the supervisors, I want to tell you today that what we are going to do is we are going to, if we identify anything which has the potential to hurt or damage people, we are going to fix it. And we are going to fix it as fast as is humanly possible. And we are not going to budget for safety. We are going to, if it's expensive, we're going to figure out how to pay for it later. You are going to implement these improvements. And then he turned to the frontline people and he said, on your side, he said, your job is to help us identify what it is we need to fix. If you come up with a problem, I want you to report it and tell them, your managers, so we can get it fixed. And he said, if there's a problem with that and they don't fix it, and he held up, a card. He said, here is my home phone number and my personal landline into my office. He said, give me a call if it's not working and I'll make sure it happens. And as he commented many years later, he said, there's not many CEOs of global manufacturers handing out their home phone numbers. And a lot of people thought he was crazy because he would get inundated with calls. He said, I wanted to make sure that these people would realize that what I was talking about was real and that I meant it. Anyway, about 3 months later, he got a phone call, and it was from a line worker on a production line at one of their plants in Tennessee in America. And the guy said, well, Mr. O'Neill, you said I should give you a call if there's a problem. He said, what I want you to know is down here, we've had a production line that's been broken for almost 2 weeks. And he said, we are lifting 90-pound, almost 50 kilo ingots of aluminium manually. We're having to put them on a dolly. We're having to move them across. He said, somebody is going to hurt it. As minimum, their back's going to go. And he said, if we drop one of these things on our feet, you're going to be crippled for life. And Paul O'Neill said, not a problem, I'll make a few calls. And he did, and he reminded the supervisors at the Tennessee site that it was their responsibility to get things fixed quickly. And so basically, over a very, within a year, this led to this rapid increase in profits, productivity, and the reduction of accidents and incidents. And Paul O'Neill reflected on this many years later, saying, it was important for people to see that I meant it. And so he led very much from the front. So let's get into, specifically what he did. He said, and this just reinforces the point about Keystone Habits, said, I decided I was going to start by focusing on one thing. And if I could disrupt the habits around that one thing, safety, it would spread throughout the company. So this is the oneness of these Keystone Habits. So let me ask you this question. When that Tennessee worker reported that issue of that broken production line and so on, was that a production issue? Was it a maintenance issue? Was it a quality issue? Was it a health and safety issue? Which one of these was it? Get my hand round right. Can you decide? Me neither. And in fact, if you think about it, they're all the same. And this just highlights exactly a lot of people saying all four of them. Absolutely. There's a oneness to performance excellence. And if you focus on safety, it's an excellent place to achieving business performance excellence. So that is Alcoa, an amazing story of success, commercial, health and safety success, all achieved through accident incident reporting. Unfortunately, Alcoas of this world are very rare, even to this day.